Welcome, everybody. Good evening tonight. Sorry, I'm having a little video challenge with my camera. My name is Bobby Smith, Field President for Powur, and we are excited to have you here. My job is to take you through the front part of our presentation, our business, our culture, what we built, and why we're doing it. We're going to talk about our company, our model that we put together to change the industry, and we'd love to have you be a part of us. We're days away now from an event that's going to change the industry, and we're very excited to have you here tonight. So as you look at our company, again, look who we are, founded by Jonathan Budd in 2014. So I always say, if you're looking at our company, we've been around for 7 years now. It's not like an experiment. We'll talk about all the success that we've had and how we've positioned our company. But Jonathan had made millions of dollars in his 20s, had a vision. You'll meet Jim Bunch, who took him to the rainforest, wanted to build a better world for his children and for their children. And that's why this public benefit corporation, Powur, was started. Behind any great company is great leadership. If you look at the leaders of our company, our executive team, Dean Rosenberg just came over. His last company sold for $30 million. Experts from finance. We just brought on a new CFO to help take us public. The very best in training, sales, support, procurement, everything you'd want to build a billion-dollar company, and that's what we're headed to do. If you continue to look at us and look at our how this company was grown and how we got here. Again, we signed a contract with Tesla, Solar City. So we've been part of the biggest company, in the one of the biggest companies in the world. We realized we couldn't scale with Tesla. We had a better idea. We signed contracts with 100 solar companies. We've been vetted by over 100 solar companies. We went on the crowd and raised some money. We raised more money faster than any company privately in history. And over 5,000 people paid to join our platform. We continue to grow and scale, but what changed the game for us was, now it seems like a few years ago, we built the only fully transparent revenue share model in the solar industry today, which means we're going to do what nobody does. We're going to show you the cost of goods. We're going to show you the money, and then we're going to pay you more money than anyone in the industry, plus stock options. And that's why we're attracting so many amazing people to our company on a daily basis. Between 500 and 600 people right now are paying to be a part of our platform. And one of the reasons people, I think, dig what we're doing is, again, why we're here. We serve our community. We serve man and womankind. We are here to help move the world to cleaner energy. And quite frankly, we get shit done. We become friends with all of our top leaders. We've built relationships, and they know that our main objective is to, again, build a cleaner world. We offset 100% of the emissions that anything that we do contributes to society, from the manufacturing of panels, the delivering, the trucks that might put them on the roof. So again, doing the right thing is in our DNA. That's who we are. The father of renewable energy said that if you want to change things, don't fight the existing reality, build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. And that's what we've done. We have changed the game. There's no one in our lane. There's no one in the world doing what we're doing. And the way we've done that is, again, we've made you, if you decide to invest your time in Powur, you're busy, you've got a family, prayer, workout, whatever it is you may have, we want to make sure that you get rewarded more than anywhere that you could go on the planet in solar. So we're going to make sure the customer gets a great deal and they have great value on their rooftop. And we're going to make sure that you get rewarded better than anywhere that you could in the solar industry today. In the old model of solar, you get a job. That's what people do. They take a job. And the commissions are smaller. There's little or no support. There's nothing passive about it. There's no equity. There's no ownership. There's nothing scalable about it. It's brick and mortar solar. It's been done before. It's never worked. If it was working, America would have had solar, but they don't. Even though laws have passed from Miami to California requiring solar on all new homes being built, the old model just simply doesn't work. We changed the game and we built a new model where you sell for yourself. You'll make more profit here than if you owned your solar company. We have the most lucrative commission structure and stock in the industry. We train every day in English and Spanish. And equity is the bottom line, right? Is it worth investing your time in anything where you can't have ownership? And we live in a world of scalable technology. If you're not a tech company in today's world, you're just not going to win. And that's what separates us from every solar company in the world right now, is our dedication to technology. We were spending over $100,000 a month in tech. and we've built something very special and no one else has it. And they'll never catch us. And the thing that I love talking about is the most obvious part of this program. I always tell people, don't get fancy, draw a circle around your life. If transportation, if travel, if grocery stores, retail, if everything has gone to an online platform, just think about it. How you travel, how you communicate, where you're shopping. It's Amazon, it's Uber, it's Airbnb, it's Costco, it's Peloton, it's even working out now. It's the stock market. Every single major industry that affects our daily lives has shifted to an online platform. It would be irresponsible and it would be without a drop of entrepreneurial spirit to believe that anything different would happen in solar. And if you connect the dots, because we're not just a solar company, we'll be in the EV business this year. If renewable energy is the greatest shift of wealth in the history of man and womankind, it's never happened before, it's never going to happen again. And we know that an online platform is the key to unlocking the future. And if in fact Powur is the only company in the world positioned as a platform in renewable energy, then just think about what your opportunity is. And I say before I turn this over, there's a big difference between, hey, I've got a good idea, and hey, we're 7 years and tens of millions of dollars into this. We've got hundreds of people earning life-changing income, and we've got people at the top of the ladder earning millions of dollars in income. A Facebook page with thousands of people on it, a management team, a board of directors that's raised billions in venture capital. There is just no one better positioned to change the solar and renewable energy industry than us, and we are days away from the investment paying off of upwards to $750,000 to build a media center for clean and renewable energy that is going to shift things again. And your goal here tonight, if you're a guest, is to get involved with us and utilize the next 10 days, whatever it is now, to take advantage of, to position yourself for this game-changing event. We speak of attracting the best solar pros in the industry. Jonathan Bernasso was kidding around with me on here. He's on here earlier. He won a Tesla with us a few minutes ago, it seems like. We have the Melissa Dawsons of the world, the Jeff Martins of the world, these amazing people representing different cultures and languages. And it's just so cool to have these amazing people a part of what we're doing. No one is more important to what we're doing than Mr. Charles Thompson, a 20-year energy veteran, has run, built, and owned some of the largest companies in the industry. He served our country. I know him as a dad and a friend. I'm on the corporate side. Charles is 100% commissionable in the field. He will earn millions of dollars in power leading a renewable energy army into battle, not unlike Mr. Brady did yesterday, which I know made his day. With that, I give you my good friend and our field leader, Mr. Charles Thompson. Charles.
Thank you, Bobby. We somehow had to weave sports in there. I figured that was going to happen, huh? Well, folks, and Bobby, it's always an honor to work with you and all the incredible things you've done for this company, your leadership, your mentorship, and your friendship that just mean the world to me. So thank you for all that you do, sir. For each of you, I want you to understand the scope of this opportunity. And this map is a pretty good indication of what's happening here in the United States, where there's 130 million homes that are plugged into the dirty energy grid. 90 million of those are eligible for what we do, which is primarily zero down solar. And only about 3 million and change have actually made the transition. So you're looking at the beginning of what will be hockey stick growth. And what's driving the shift that we're going through is zero down solar, where a homeowner can shift to solar from the monopolized utility, where they can get immediate savings on their energy bill, anywhere from 5 to 40%. They're going to raise the value of their home anywhere from 4 to 6%. They lock in the cost of the energy that those panels are going to be producing for the life of those panels. And then at some point, much like a home escrow, you pay it off and you no longer have to pay the mortgage or a rental payment. It's the same thing with power. Eventually you pay it off and all the power that's being produced by those panels no longer have a payment. That's true independence. That's control and predictability. What we get access to in the model that Bobby described, where Powur is a general contractor and move-in general contractor in every state that we're in, is what's called a cost of goods model. And it's a new term in pretty much any industry, but the easiest way to compare that is a wholesale versus a retail cost. So what we get access to is a wholesale cost. Now, Bobby mentioned that I've been in the industry for about 10 years in solar, 25 years in energy, and I own my own company. I didn't have the same buying power that as an independent consultant with Powur that I now have. It's incredible. It's a business in a box. I own, each of you owns a solar sales and marketing company without the headaches and the trials and the tribulations and the costs that go along with that. So if you look at just a breakdown of a 10 kW system, if you don't know what the kW and all the watt stuff, don't worry about that. That's something you'll learn as you go. But the retail price versus the wholesale. So retail was $350 or $35,000 versus $17,500. I was involved in this particular transaction. There was an electrical adder, there was financing adders. The cost that went to the homeowner resulted in a net revenue of $10,500. Now, in most traditional companies, including my own when I had it, the consultant gets paid 20 to 30% of what the net revenue is. Companies got to operate. Powur inverted that model, and they provide 70% of that to you, to the consultant, the most important person in the company. Powur only keeps 30% of that. I'm going to talk about that 30% in just a moment. Most important thing is what you get rewarded. The average commission in Powur is well over $7,000. Well, I mentioned the 30% that Powur has. They actually take and they put half of that back into a revenue share plan, much like what you'd see with EXP or Keller Williams. Since we're drawing these analogies to the real estate industry, if you're with one of them, you're getting, if you negotiate a 6% commission, you're getting maybe 3%. You get the office that's getting a percent, and the team is getting a percent. It's very, very common reward, revenue share, profit share type plan. So it's effectively an 85-15 split. 15% is all that really is held by Powur. There's 15% that goes back out to those who want to, you don't have to, who want to build a team. Bobby mentioned many of us have six-figure to mid-six-figure, and I'm blessed to now be sitting on a seven-figure passive income, having built an organization. So if you look at that particular, the field margin was almost $9,000 out of the $10,000. Powur only kept a small percentage, so they operate on razor-thin margins. But guess what? They're a company that's actually profitable because they figured out how to reward the person who is the most important person in the food chain. What they also did is they realized that we're going to attract a lot of people who've never sold solar before. And through this mentorship program, if you look at a traditional solar company, your average commission is going to be somewhere between $2,500 and $3,500. Well, in this program, what Powur does is they take the commission over $7,000 average, they split it 50-50 so that you getting started have a pathway to be able to get started. Just master getting an electric bill. That's all you have to do. Partner up with somebody. You can choose whoever you want to work with as a mentor. They're going to get the other 50%. You get 50-50 split. They're going to do the lion's share of the work after you pass the baton to them. And you observe, you can use more than one mentor over a period of time or the same mentor, depending upon what you like. Once you're comfortable with that process, then you transition to selling your own deals, getting the full $7,000 that's available. This is changing the industry because it's taking people, giving them access to the top closers and mentors in the company, in the country, quite frankly, and giving you a 50-50 commission split. And your 50% is more than the average commission that's paid out in the industry as we know it today. The icing on the cake is the equity that Powur provides. Your first install, you get 25 options. So you get your first install, you get 25. If you've referred somebody to use a platform, much like the revenue share plan, you get stock options share. You're going to get 12, it's actually rounded up to 13 shares based upon anyone you enrolled or sponsored into the company. And if you hit minimum performance criteria, 25 installs in a calendar year, that's 2 a month, 250 options, 1 a week with a 2-week vacation, 1,250 options. And since you're with Powur before Powur goes public, we all have the ability to purchase discounted options when Powur does go public. Bobby mentioned that I've ran a couple of different solar companies. 2 of them were energy companies as they transitioned or attempted to transition into solar on the rooftop. Neither of them succeeded. One was a $14 billion company, one was a $17 billion company. And then there's another company out there that was later rescued by a major brand that none of them collectively, well over $30 billion, never figured out how to make profit on rooftop solar and scaling a company at the same time. Powur comes along with Jonathan Budd. He puts $1 million of his own money into the company, and over a period of time, $10 million was raised, profitable. In the last few years, they've done something that nobody in this industry, no company, billion-dollar companies could not do it. So what is that going to mean when Powur does go public? That's what I love about being able to purchase discounted options when they do. I believe it will be generational change in wealth. You believe what you want. I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not a financial advisor, but I have strong confidence in what this company can do as we grow. And we are going back to growth mode. When we were in the lead generation business, we had 43 states that we had coverage in. When we went to this model 2 years ago, it was intentionally laser focused on the best markets in the country. And now Powur has become the general contractor. So they own the relationship from the introduction all the way through what they call permission to operate from the utility. Every step along the way, they control the cash flow, they control the relationship, which means we consultants get a better experience, and so does the homeowner, and we get paid more. Once we've got the general contractor licenses in all those states, then Powur's going back into growth mode. That's going to be a pretty exciting time for each of us. The technology that Bobby mentioned, I'm going to show you some pictures. This is a real-time dynamic proposal where you can do everything. You don't have to have any design experience. Of course, you'll work with the mentor in your first few projects. After that, you handled everything. You can request credit checks. You can request documents. You can do everything that you need to do by the click of a button. I'll show you that in a moment. You use the platform to manage all your projects. You don't even have to worry about managing projects while you're in the platform, and you can sell in every single one of the states that we just listed on the previous slide. The platform also handles all the accounting. So if you're one who chooses to build a team, when I had my company, I had to have a finance department, I had to have an accountant, I had to have insurance and all the liabilities and the overhead that went with that. Powur handles all of that out of the 15% that they retain. They pay us every single day for our milestone payments. On milestone 1 is generally about 7 to 10 days after the contract's signed. Milestone 2 is paid out after the system's installed and it's been signed off by the homeowner, generally about the same thing, 7 to 10 business days. All that's handled for you. All you do is take care of that customer, take it all the way through when you get the contract and turn it over to the project management team, stay in contact with the customer. We'll talk about that during some of the training. This is an example of what it looks like. So everything that you see in red are the panels that you just click, 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 and you remove them. It's that simple. Panels in green are what you're leaving there to present to the customer. So without having any design experience, you get what's called a maximum fit design. You then take it to whatever desired solar offset. That's how much energy is going to be produced by solar versus what they're getting for the grid. And that's it. You can choose what panels you want to use. You can choose what inverters you want to use. You can choose any adders you think that are relevant, and you'll get all of that during the training. That's why the mentorship program is really critical to your success, as well as the training program that you go through. You get to choose from the different lending options that we have. And all the best lenders in the industry are vowing for Powur's business. The 2 biggest ones are Lone Pal and Sunlight, the best in the industry by far. And then the beautiful thing is all that wraps up in a commission sheet that can show exactly what you're getting paid, penny to penny, what the cost was to what your commissions are. I've never seen a company that transparently displays every aspect of the payments and the costs like Powur does. So with that, we're speaking to 2 audiences. We're going to ask those who are listening live to stick around. We want to talk with you about something coming up here in just a few days that you'll want to hear about. But I want to wrap up for those who are here and listening to the recorded version. Get back to the person who sent you after you hear this last section. The most important thing is the rev split, 70-30. It's actually 85-15, as I mentioned earlier. The 6th level revenue sharing and the equity ownership with the stock options that are available to you. The cost, this is a business in a box. I had the ability to completely cut out all of my costs when I transitioned, as did many people in the company today. It's a $99 onboarding fee. It's a one-time onboarding fee. We each pay $49 per month to have use of the technology. It's a license. Bobby mentioned Costco and those things. It's very similar to that model where everything's wholesale. You get access to wholesale cost and project management for a monthly maintenance technology fee of 49 bucks. Best $49 I spend every single month. So with that, as I mentioned, we're speaking to two audiences. Those who are here live, so stick around. We're going to transition to a conversation about something very special that's happening here in a few days. And those who are listening to the recorded version, get back to whoever sent you that recorded version, get your questions answered, jump on the train. Try to do that soon if you're listening to this, because you might be able to participate in a very exciting convention that we're going to be talking about here in just a few minutes. So with that, let me go ahead and stop the screen share. I'll stop the recording and we'll restart that as we introduce our featured guests. Stand by. Stop share.